I come from humble beginnings, I think, as a child growing up in the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere, and I keep that perspective everywhere I go. We've got a lot of work to do to make sure that our kids get access to wonderful, wonderful work. So I want to start in a particular way, and you'll see why perhaps in a second. Bonsoir, bonjour. Je suis honoré d'être ici aujourd'hui pour célébrer l'Alliance française et notre programme éducatif. Ce programme a joué un rôle dans l'ouverture des portes à nos étudiants, non seulement à la langue française, mais au succès scolaire de meilleur avenir. I'm honored to be here today to celebrate Alliance Française and our educational outreach program. This program has been instrumental in opening up doors for our students, not only to the French language, but to academic success and a brighter future. The track record for students who participate in your program is impressive. 9 out of 10 of the students who go through your program go on to university. That is something to be proud of and something to emulate. As the first ever native French-speaking CEO of the Chicago Public Schools, I am honored to welcome you to the joyous world of la langue française. French is the official language of my home country, as well as 27 other nations such as Côte d'Ivoire, Senegal, Cameroon, Belgium, and the Canadian province of Quebec. It's also the language of diplomacy, which is why many of the great Russian novels of the 19th century, including Leo Tolstoy's War and Peace, include a great deal of French dialogue. To be an aristocrat in the 19th century was to know French. In the 20th century, French became a language of liberation. Frantz Fanon, a French-speaking native of Martinique, and a philosopher who inspired President Obama when he was a young student, once wrote, "To speak a language is to take on the world, a culture." That shift from French as a language of the powerful to the language of rising people makes it such an exciting tongue to acquire for young people today. The world of French thinking has expanded beyond the banks of the Seine and holds out great promise for your generation. But I hope this program did more than help you learn a language and understand the variety of cultures. I hope for you, it helped you fall in love. Jefferson's dream was inspired by French thinkers like Jean-Jacques Rousseau and Voltaire. For centuries, the world has been lifted by the French culture. That's because the French language is more than words on a page or off the phone. It's Montaigne sitting in a parapet inventing the essay. It's René Descartes wondering if an evil demon controls our world. It's Claude Monet finding new eyes for the world. It's a tide of memory that overcame Marcel Proust after eating a Madeleine cookie. And it's the joyful three-way bike ride in François Truffaut's movie, Jules and Jim. It's also not a coincidence that some of the greatest writing in the English language of the 20th century, from James Joyce to Ernest Hemingway, was written in Paris. The City of Lights has long been an inspiration for the world's dreamers and idealists. To know and feel the French language is to feel a creative passion within you. You don't need to travel to Paris to find that spark if you can find a piece of Paris, if not in France, wherever you create it.